So, sorry for no video yesterday. I've had a lot on my mind and I just wasn't able to get into gaming. I'm going to put up some Donkey Kong this afternoon. It's only 8:30 in the morning. I have a doctor's appointment at 11? 11. So, once I do that and get back, I'll play, and then it takes a long time to upload these game videos because they're coming out really, really large files on this phone. So, which I kind of knew that would happen. With my other phone, because it was so small and low quality, the files were coming out small and low quality. This is the phone I was playing on before. And so, with the Pokemon playthroughs, I would play on this phone, which is much smaller, and then an hour of gameplay would only be 1 gigabyte. An hour of gameplay on DK64 was 6 gigabytes, which took 6 hours to upload. This is my other phone, by the way. This is the one that I was using before I got that little one. I still use it. I use it for watching videos. I have the entire series of Bob's Burgers on that phone. So that's the one that I'll leave playing in the background when I'm like washing dishes or something. Anyway, sorry, I've got a horrible cough. I think that it's that time of the year again when the pollen just starts destroying my sinuses. So it's fun stuff. Like I said, I've had a lot going on in my head. My aunt has she's been bringing stuff up that she probably doesn't see the same way that I see it, which is what makes it so frustrating, because in her mind, she was a loving sister, doing everything she could to make sure that her sister got to keep her children. In my mind, she was helping with the abuse, because, okay, here's the thing. The main reason the abuse continued for as long as it did was because my mother's family helped it to continue. My mother would always say that she loved him and she needed him. She had all those kids and a bad addiction to alcohol by this point, and she would not live without him. And her sisters and her mother understood that. Completely understandable. So every time social services would come and get in between us kids and my parents, one of the family would step in and say, "We'll take them." And then they would bring us back, knowing that nothing was going to change, because what reason did they have to change when somebody would step in and stop the legal ramifications for what they were doing? Just a few months after my little brother was born the way he was, both of my parents were arrested. And honestly, I believe that the police were watching them. They probably knew why little Ronnie was the way he was, but they couldn't arrest my dad at the time because everybody lied and said he didn't do it. They watched him beat the crap out of her, sitting on her stomach, pounding her head into the floor. But when questioned, no, nothing happened. She's clumsy, so she's always real bruised up. But she's fine. And I believe the police were watching them because they knew something was wrong. And they caught them when they went out prostituting again. And at that time, all of us kids should have been taken away and put into the system and given to people that would actually care about us. If that had happened, I would have been a year old. Do you know how much difference there would have been in my life if I had been put with people that loved me at a year old? But that didn't happen, because when my parents went to jail, my mother's family stepped in to protect her. My grandmother took me, my father's parents took my older sister, and Kathy herself took my little brother. And as soon as my parents were out of jail, they brought us right back and put us right back with them, knowing that the abuse was going to continue, knowing that the drug use was going to continue, and not caring, because Katrina wanted to stay with him and Katrina wanted to have her kids. And it didn't matter that her children were being abused, as long as Katrina was happy. And she had an easy life, according to Kathy, because she didn't have to work. All she had to do was get beat and stay drunk. That's the ideal life for a woman in this family. This has been in my head for a couple of days, and it's really getting to me. It's really fucking getting to me. And there are so many families out there like mine that will help their families just be awful to each other, and then turn around and say, well, but we're family, and that's what family does. Family protects each other. Yeah, family protects each other, which is why you should be protecting the children, not the adults that are doing illegal things. When it comes to family protecting each other, it never seems to be family protecting the children that are in danger. It always seems to be family protecting the adults that are committing crimes. Why do the children never get protected in this family? And a lot of y'all are laughing at me and saying, get over it. It's not a big deal. Because you're seeing me as an adult railing against these other adults in my life. But I didn't always look like this. When I was 6 years old, I looked much different, crying and begging to not go back to that house. Just because I'm older now doesn't mean I don't still feel that same terror and anxiety constantly that I felt when I was a little kid. I'm not being given a chance to heal from it because nobody will ever even accept that it happened. Nobody ever apologized to me for what they did to me, but they're going to judge me for the way I reacted to it for the rest of my life. It's just fucked up. And I'm trying to get through it, you know. I really am. I'm going to my doctor's appointment today. I'm going to come back and play Donkey Kong. I'm going to be fine. It's just something I'll be talking about with my therapist this week.